Hi, this is Kathy for Trans by Deaf, and today I was out for a beautiful walk around the back part of my property here in East Texas, enjoying the beautiful trees that you can see here behind me. And I thought this would make a perfect backdrop for my video for the week. The topic which we have been asked to discuss this week is the topic of, have you been to a trans support group, and what has your experience been with that trans support group? I have two different lines that I would like to talk about concerning trans support groups. I have been attending trans support groups for probably 5 or 6 years. I have been going to those trans support groups associated with the Transgender Center in Houston, and I have found those support groups very, very helpful. When I was getting ready to go full-time, going in and seeing people who were full-time there and talking with them and finding out the things that they had done, how they did their name changes, what kind of job problems they had, and discussing the type of work environment that they were in and the things which I had to look to, I found were very, very, very helpful. As I've continued to go, because I felt that after I had gone there when I needed and when I was working on my transition, I have continued to go, and I find it very interesting to sit and talk with the people who are just getting ready to transition and enjoy spending time with them and giving them the kind of advice that I had. So I think there are really two different parts to the trans support group. There is the first part where you're beginning to transition, where you're looking for answers on name change and job, coming out at work, coming out at home, dealing with the people who are around you. And then there is a time when you can provide that support back to the people. I found it very helpful. The other type of trans support group which I have enjoyed very much, but is not of the down to business type. I belong to two get-together groups in Houston where we get together and we go out and we do different activities. We don't necessarily talk about being transgender. We talk about the activity that we're going to do. I will never forget the first of these that I went to. They announced one, and I signed up for it, that they were going out to one of the major bridges there in Houston where they have a nice bat flight and watch the bats come out from underneath the bridge there in Houston. I found it just delightful to go out and do some kind of activity like watching the bats and discuss how the bats were flying and what kind of bats were there, and doing something totally unrelated to being transgender. One of the others that I remember is when we went on a bicycle ride up along some of the bicycle trails there in Houston, where we were just out riding for a good part of the morning on our bicycles, stopping here and there and buying a treat or buying a drink or getting a drink of water, or just sitting and talking about the ride that we were having. The last one, which I found was more of a family type of thing, was when we went out to the Brazos River Bend State Park south of Houston and went camping as a group with our families and those people who wanted to come with us. I found it very helpful for my wife and my daughter to meet other people who were just like me and to adjust to them. And going on several of these overnight trips with me as a woman when I first transitioned, I thought was very helpful, and I thought was the type of thing which helped me as a transgendered person to really develop and become the kind of person that I wanted to be. Well, that's my take on transgender support groups. Again, I think you need to be involved in both transgender support groups that talk about the major issues, such as name change, and support you as you're going through making the change. And I think you need to belong to the, I will say, purely social groups, which do things that are of your interest so that you can see other transgender people who are further along, see what kind of activities they're doing, and see how their life goes as they transition. Well, those are my comments for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more videos by Trans by Deaf, check the subscribe button below. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye.